Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Mike here coming at you with another hike in the White Mountains. This one is going to be, well, maybe boring, I'm not sure. We'll find out. So I'm doing Mount Hale today, and supposedly from what I'm told, Mount Hale is probably one of the most boring hikes up here in the White Mountains. Mostly because it's probably going to be like this all the way up and all the way back down. And apparently there's no view either. The bright side is it will be a somewhat easy hike. It's only 2.2 miles to the mountain, to the top, 2.2 miles back down, but it is 2.2 miles with a slight incline pretty much the whole way up. So we'll see how it goes. This is my first hike since Jackson in the winter. So one of the reasons why I picked today was because today is supposed to be an overcast day, and as you can tell, maybe you can't really tell, but it is definitely overcast for sure. It hasn't rained yet. I will say though, I'm hearing a lot of birds. Lots of birds. The parking lot was kind of empty when I started coming here. The parking lot only had like one car in it besides mine. Coming across a couple of these little streams over here, which is pretty cool. Gives it a bit more of a, I don't know what you call it, a bit more ambiance, especially with all the bird noises. So one thing to point out that I see a lot of up here is these trillium flowers right here. Really cool looking flowers. And I always think about them because there's a brewery in Massachusetts called Trillium Brewery. Really good. And that's the main reason why I know the names of that flower right now, is because of that place. They have it as their symbol. So you can see the mountain range up there. I don't know what mountain range that is. I don't know if that's Mount Hale or not. I feel like Mount Hale is more over that way. I could be wrong though. I gotta take a look at the map. It's getting a little steeper. So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like the water is flowing pretty good right back there. I'm gonna peek through the woods here just to see if we see any waterfalls maybe. Might just be like a cascade or something. I'm not sure how far away it is, but let's try to figure. Oh, it does look like a little waterfall. But you can see it. We are going to do a little bit of a bushwhack just to check out that waterfall. It doesn't look like the path is that crazy difficult to get to it, so. But we'll have to go through this a little bit. Okay. Okay, so that looks a little steep, and it's definitely a little muddy and slippery. I might try to go down, but if I can't get down, if it's too slippery, then I'm going to turn back around. Because that's, you probably can't tell in the video, but that is fairly steep. So I got like 2 steps, and this moss is very spongy and slippery. And I already slipped and caught myself on the tree. Not like a major amount, but just enough that I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. I can see it from here, and you guys can see it too. So I think it's time to head back up to the trail. Oh, you know what? This is interesting. I don't recommend doing this, but somebody came here and ate an apple and decided to leave it here. So I'm not going to pick it up just because it's already been eaten, and I'm not touching somebody else's food that they ate and had in their mouth. So, but yeah, don't recommend throwing out your stuff here. It's supposed to be a pack it in, pack it out type of place, guys. That includes garbage and other things. Whew, okay. Back from that little excursion. I'm actually starting to get kind of warm. So I have an undershirt on under here. Well, under here. And I'm going to take that off now because I'm getting a little bit toasty, even though it's not terribly hot out today. It's like, I think 40 some degrees. But with moving around and with the humidity, yeah, it's hot. So I'm gonna take this undershirt off, or keep the other shirt on, and then hit the trail again. So it's getting noisy again. Brook's really close. Oh, opening. All right. That seems to be much more doable to go down. So I'm gonna try going down that. Maybe I'll set up my camera for a photo. We'll see. But first, let's get down there. A short way down the trail, I came across the brook that was the source of that waterfall. I couldn't decide the best way to cross at first, but eventually settled on a route. That one, to that one, and then over. Alright, at this point well, the trail pretty much looks like that behind me. I don't know if you could see it or make it out in the camera, but there's a bunch of warblers here, and I wish I had my birding lens. They're all over the place. Unfortunately, they're far enough away that this lens can't reach them, I got like one shot of a black-throated warbler, I think it was. But still trying to get others, so I've just been kind of sitting here for like 5-10 minutes, kind of waiting for them to get a little bit closer, but unfortunately they haven't yet. I don't know if you can hear them in the background, like up in the trees up there, all the way up there, somewhere. But yeah, this part of the trail is really nice actually. We just passed the last switchback, so now we are very close to the top of Mount Hale. It has been eventful, but not eventful in the traditional ways of a hike in the White Mountains. No views realistically, but otherwise it still has been a pretty fun hike. I would also like to point out, in case I didn't mention it in the narration, I will mention it here. The road to get to this does close. It is seasonal to the trailhead. And because of that, sometimes if that is closed, you have to park an extra 1.3 or 2 miles something down the road and hike the road in first. For me, I'm hiking this. It is May 18th, and the road apparently like just opened up within the last couple days. I'm gonna get back to hiking this. The last little bit of the trail has pretty much been like this, much like the rest of the Whites. But a lot of the elevation is done, and yeah. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna keep going and I'll see you on the trail. We'll get this one done. There are a few mushrooms over here. Some sort of polypore, but I'm not sure what kind. Top of Mount Hale. And as expected, no view. What the heck's this? What was here? Maybe there's a fire tower or something? Huh. There's a couple paths that lead off of this. Oh, there's a sign over here. Let's go see what that says. Lend a Hand Trail. Nice. Turnway Zealand. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. So originally my plan was to do a much longer version of this hike, where you come up to Hale like I just did, that route, and then I would go down that trail to Zealand Falls, and then down the Zealand Trail back to the car. That loop would end up being about 8 some miles, and to be honest with you, with the weather the way it is, I decided to cut that short. And since I told Andrea that I was only doing this trail out and back, I'm not going to go on that trail because, you know, safety, you know. Anyway, let me see. Hey, buddy. See him up there in the tree? I'm going to give him some food, but just a second. All right, I'll see you guys on the trail. Let me take a break here, feed the little bird, big bird actually, and then I'm going to head back down. All right, guys, time to snack. Turns out this bird was tagged and was very cautious to take food from me. But after a few tries, some with me looking away, he eventually took the food from my hand. So while you watch these attempts, let me tell you about Mount Hale. Mount Hale was named after Reverend Edward Everett Hale, a pastor and writer among many things. Besides this mountain, his patriotic story, The Man Without a Country, is his other claim to fame. The Lend a Hand Trail is in remembrance of the charitable groups that Reverend Hale actually set up, conveniently called the Lend a Hand Club. So it turns out there was a fire tower here built in 1929. Fun fact, the rock pile also contains magnetic rocks, which can mess with your compass. So, that was the top of Mount Hale. Pretty good hike, not gonna lie. Ended up being about 2.6 miles from me. For now, I think I'm going to head back. I don't think I'm gonna film much on the way back because quite frankly, you guys have pretty much seen everything. The sun is coming out, as you could tell behind me, but if I see anything interesting, I'll let you guys know. But if not, I'll see you guys at the car. My expectations for this hike were low, but I tried to come at it with an open mind. After all, time outside in nature is never really wasted. I came away pleasantly surprised. This quote-unquote boring hike was anything but. It makes me think that if we open ourselves up to surprises and release expectations, we can walk away with a great experience. I thank you for coming along with me on this adventure, and like always, thank you for watching. a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich from the works, but I can't eat that and film it at the same time, so I'm going to eat real quick and then I'm going to hit the road. But I'm keeping my eye out just to give you guys something more to look at than just this trail the whole entire time. Let's tweak that a little bit. So I don't know if you guys can hear it. Gotta flip the mic around the right way. I always love river crossings because I have to go back to the camera.